enjoyer and the consciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So today is 13th chapter, text 1 and 2. Arjuna Uvacha. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva. Kshetram Kshetram Kshetragyam Evacha. Etad Veditum Ichchami. Jnanam Jnanam Cha Keshava. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Idam Shariram Kaunteya. Kshetram iti abhidiyate. Etad yo veti tam pradhuhu. Sorry. Etad yo veti tam prahuhu. Kshetra jnana iti tad vidha. Arjuna Uvacha. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva. Kshetram Kshetragyam Evacha. Etad Veditum Ichchami. Jnanam Jneyam Cha Keshava. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Idam Shariram Kaunteya. Kshetram iti abhidiyate. Etad yo veti tam prahuhu. Kshetra jnana iti tad vidha. Arjuna Uvacha. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva. Kshetram Kshetragyam Evacha. Etad Veditum Ichchami. Jnanam Jneyam Cha Keshava. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Idam Shariram Kaunteya. Kshetram iti abhidiyate. Etad yo veti tam prahuhu. Kshetra jnana iti tad vidha. Arjuna Uvacha. Prakritim Purusham Chaiva. Kshetram Kshetragyam Evacha. Etad Veditum Ichchami. Jnanam Kesham Cha Keshava. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Idam Shariram Kaunteya. Kshetram abhidiyate. Etam yo veti tam prahu. Kshetram gya iti tadvida. Arjuna uvacha. Prakritim purusham chaiva. Kshetram kshetragya jnancha. Etad veditum ichchami. Dhyanam Keshava. Shri Bhagavan uvacha. Idam shariram kaunteya. Kshetram etam yo veti tam praho. Kshetram gya iti tadvidah. Matajis. Arjuna uvacha. Prakritim purusham chaiva. Kshetram kshetragyameva cha. Etam tirtutmuchami. Dhyanam teham cha Keshava. Shri Bhagavan uvacha. Idam shariram kaunteya. Etam kshetragyameva. Etam veditum praho. Kshetra jnanam. Arjuna uvacha. Prakritim purusham chaiva. Kshetram kshetram eva cha. Etam dhameti sachami. Dhyanam Keshava. Shri Bhagavan uvacha. Idam shariram kaunteya. Kshetram iti abhidhiyate. Etam yo veti tam praho. Kshetra jnanam iti tadvidah. Arjuna uvacha. Arjuna said, Prakritim, nature, Purusham, the enjoyer, Cha, also, Eva, certainly, Kshetram, the field, Kshetrajnanam, the knower of the field, Eva, certainly, Cha, also, Etat, all this, Veditum, to understand, Ichchami, I wish, Jnanam, knowledge, Geyam, the object of knowledge, Cha, also, Keshava, O Krishna, Shri Bhagavan uvacha, the personality of Godhead said, Idam, this, Shariram, body, Kaunteya, the son of Kunti, Kshetram, the field, Iti, thus, Abhidhiyate, is called, Etat, this, Yaha, one who, Veti, knows, Tam, he, Rahu, is called, Kshetrajnana, the knower of the field, Iti, thus, Tadvidaha, by those who know this. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Arjuna said, O my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field, and the knower of the field, and the knowledge and the object of the knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, this body, the son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. Purport. Arjuna was inquisitive about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, Kshetra, the field, Kshetra Jnana, its knower, and the knowledge and the object of the knowledge. When he inquired about all these, Krishna said that this body is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. This body is field of activity for the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul is entrapped in the material existence, and he attempts to lord it over the material nature. And so, according to his capacity to dominate material nature, he gets a field of activity. That field of activity is the body. And what is the body? The body is made of senses. The conditioned soul wants to enjoy sense gratification, and according to his capacity to enjoy sense gratification, he is offered a body or the field of activity. Therefore, the body is called Kshetra, or the field of activity for the conditioned soul. Now, the person who identifies himself with the body is called Kshetragya, the knower of the field. It is not very difficult to understand the difference between the field and its knower, the body and the knower of the body. Any person can consider that from childhood to old age, he undergoes so many changes of body, and yet is still one person remaining. Thus, there is a difference between the knower or the field of activities and the actual field of activities. A person, a living conditioned soul, can thus understand that he is different from the body. It is described in the beginning, Dehino Asmin, that the living entity is within the body, and that the body is changing from the childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and from youth to old age. And the person who owns the body knows that the body is changing. The owner is distinctly Kshetragya. Sometimes we think, I am happy, I am man, I am woman, I am dog, I am cat. These are the bodily designations of the knower. But the knower is different from the body. Although we may use many articles, our clothes, etc., we know that we are different from the things used. Similarly, we also understand by little contemplation that we are different from body. I or you or anyone else who owns the body is called Kshetragya, the knower of the field of his activities. And the body is called Kshetra, the field of activities itself. In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the knower of the body, the living entity, and the position by which he can understand the Supreme Lord are described. In the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the relationship between the individual soul and the super soul in regard to the devotional service are described. The superior position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the subordinate position of the individual soul are definitely defined in these chapters. The living entities are subordinate under all circumstances, but in their forgetfulness they are suffering. When enlightened by pious activities, they approach the Supreme Lord in different capacities. As the distressed, those in want of money, the inquisitive, and those in search of knowledge. That is also described. Now, starting with the 13th chapter, how the living entity comes in contact with the material nature and how he is delivered by the Supreme Lord through the different methods of fruitive activities, cultivation of the knowledge, and by the discharge of the devotional service are explained. Although the living entity is completely different from the material body, he somehow becomes related. That is also explained. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobheshtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sham Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurat Vishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dina Tarinam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we see here, we are going to begin the new chapter, chapter 13. Basically, the whole Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters, as divided in the 3 sections, the first 6, the middle 6, and the last 6. So this is just the beginning of the last section, the 3rd section. So basically, Bhagavad Gita is like a sandwich where on the top and the bottom there is a layer of bread, and the real substance, whatever the potato or whatever the vegetables, that the real thing, that is in the middle. So similarly, bhakti, or the heart of Krishna, which he he has stored in the middle sixth section, that is from 7th to 12th, and that is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna directly explains what is Bhakti Yoga. And of course, because it has to be protected, so he gives different kinds of yoga, and he gives the description so that everyone can accept bhakti according to his position. So we see that Lord Krishna is giving the knowledge. So the 9th chapter is also called the most confidential knowledge. The most confidential, that means it is something more than confidential. Then what is confidential? There must be something confidential that Krishna is telling this is most confidential. So what is the confidential knowledge? What is that secret which is there in the Gita? That is stored, that is what Lord Krishna spoke in the 2nd chapter, the confidential knowledge. And what is the confidential knowledge? The confidential knowledge is that we are not this body, we are spirit souls. This is what Lord Krishna is again reminding. This verse is like the recap of all the chapters, the first 6 and the middle 6, and now after the whole summarization, Lord Krishna is giving the idea that what's going to come in the 3rd section. So Lord Krishna starts with Dehi Nasmin Yatha Dehi Komaram Yovanam Jara Tatha Dehantar Prapti Dhiras Tatra Na Muyyati. So who is a dhira person, or who is a sober person? Anybody who knows that I am not this body, he is a sober person. He is not going to be bewildered by the changes of the body. We all know the 6 stages of the growth of the body. Be it a body, be it a flower, be it a fruit, an insect, a fly, or anything of this world. Everything takes birth at a certain time. Then it grows into youth. After youth, it gives some byproducts. Then it further becomes old. Then it dwindles, and ultimately it dies. So these are the 6 changes, or the phenomenon of the material world. So one who knows that this phenomenon of the material world, that my real entity is not this body. This body is anyway changing, even in this life. So one who knows that I am pure spirit soul, he has known the confidential knowledge of Gita. This is very confidential. One may say, oh, this is very elementary. No, this is not so elementary, because one may know this, but one may not act on this. That's why it is confidential. That's why it is logged. We sometimes think that what is so confidential now, there are so many Gitas. Just purchase a Gita, read 2nd chapter, and you will come to know, I am not this body, I am soul. But this is just the knowledge. To act upon this, that I am not this body, it takes at least one lifetime, a lifetime of sadhana bhakti, to be able to act on the platform of soul. This is what we are trying to realize, that I am not this body. But the whole life, we try to keep on hearing and keep on doing the processes of the sadhana bhakti, just to get this realization, actually I am not this body. We have to be convinced of this. But a person who is convinced of this, or who has known this, then Gita says, such a person has to be a realized person. So what Gita is giving is not just the knowledge, but the realization of this fact. So, this is the confidential knowledge. Okay. So now having known that I am not this body, now what should I do? Should I just sit and meditate? Or should I just lock myself in room? Because anyway I am not this body. So earlier I was working anyway for this body, for roti, kapda, makan or something I was working. Now I have come to know I am not this body. Anyway this is temporary, this is going to die. So now what to do? Just go to Himalaya or just lock yourself in room or renounce from everything. Anyway now what to work? I am eternal. Nobody can kill me, nobody can burn me, nobody can put water on me. Anyway I am eternal. So what to do with this philosophy? So just knowing that we are spirit soul is not enough. Then there is further the second level of knowledge, and that is most confidential knowledge. After knowing that I am the spirit soul, we have to also know that there is something beyond the soul, and that is called the super soul. And then the realization of that, from Brahman to Paramatma to Bhagwan. And what will we do after knowing that there is Bhagwan? Lord Krishna is there in the spiritual world. He has his abode. He is playing with gopis and the cowherd friends. What we do with this knowledge? It's not just to worship. It's not just to glorify. But ultimately, by knowing that Lord is there in the spiritual world, we have to know that I have some relationship with that God. That God is not happy without me, and I am not happy without Him. This is what is the relationship. Ultimately, we have to come to this point where we become interested in establishing and cultivating our lost relationship with the God. Unless we come to this point of understanding, and unless we act in our loving relationship with God, we have really not understood the most confidential knowledge, which is the bhakti. What is bhakti? Bhakti is very simple. Bhakti is all about just loving God. God loves us very much, and we can be very happy only when we receive that love from Krishna, God, and when we reciprocate with that love with Krishna through the devotional service. That is what is our need. Bhagavatam very clearly says that no matter what you give to fish, the need of fish is water. Now one may give mobile, one may give computer, one may give so many things to fish. The fish is not going to be happy. The fish needs water for its existence. So similarly, Bhagavatam starts with this conclusion that we are all spirit soul, and we are all searching for something in this world. And what is that something? The apex of the philosophy is that we are all searching for love. We all want to be loved. We all want to love someone. And that love, that deep desire within our heart can only be fulfilled when we place that object of love ultimately on God. There is no one who can love us more than God. And we can love God eternally. Once we reach to this conclusion, and once we start acting on this platform, then the kind of inner bliss and the inner satisfaction that the soul feels is no matter compared to any other thing of this world. Any other thing of this world appears very pale and temporary. This is what is the real taste of the Krishna Bhakti. This is what Lord Krishna has come to give us a sample. Through all his leelas, through all his dialogues, Now one may, all this chapter appears very, Kshetra, Kshetragya, nature, consciousness. It appears very, oh, what is this so much? But ultimately, if simply we just keep this kind of faith that Jeev Krishna Das A Vishwas Kar le to aur dukh nahi. If we simply come to this kind of conclusion that I am simply servant of Krishna, no matter how much hard I struggle to satisfy my own senses, I cannot become happy through sense gratification. I can only be happy by reposing my loving propensity towards Krishna. Then such a person, by Krishna's mercy, gets all realization. Krishna says, those who are disposed to lovingly serve me, I within their heart dispel all the ignorance and the darkness. This is something very amazing. We hear once the Vice Chancellor of the Banaras Hindu University, is a big man, big professor, big learned man. In those days, he went to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur regarding some philosophical query. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was sitting in his mutt like a lion guru, just sitting like erect, and he has engaged his disciples in various activities, and some of the disciples are also cleaning some pots in the temple. So as soon as the professor arrived, and he told that I had some philosophical inquiries about Bhagavad Gita. He said, yeah, you are welcome, but can you do little service? My disciples are washing the pots, so can you just go and assist him in his service? And somehow or other the Vice Chancellor, he agreed, and he told yeah. So he went and assisted the disciples who were cleaning the pots and washing the paraphernalia. And after 1 hour, the Vice Chancellor was just going back. So Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, he stopped. Please come. You had some enquiries. You came to enquire something. He said, no, actually all my doubts are cleared now. Just by rendering the service, now everything Krishna made me clear. This is the power of devotional service. We don't have to become big jnani, we don't have to become, big scholar and know everything, all the grammars and the intricacies of Gita and Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. No. All the knowledge, all the realization, Krishna says, can simply come if one simply engages in loving devotional service of the Lord. That is how simple it is. Prabhupada used to say, for simple it is very simple, and for complex it will always remain complex. They will never come to this kind of conclusion that what is Gita, what is Bhagavatam. But for simple, it is very simple. And therefore Prabhupada used to give many times example of the gopis of Vrindavan. They were not very learned, they were not very educated, but they were the highest gopis, they were the highest devotees. Why? Because they were just serving from the heart. Of course, having said that doesn't mean, okay, so from today onwards there is no need of class. I will simply render service from the heart. Sometimes in India this kind of thing goes. We meet elderly people or somebody from in train, and हम तो भगवान का नाम लेते ही रहते हैं. We 24 hours keep Krishna in our heart. That is also good. But if Prabhupada said, just like we eat, it's not that we eat in mind. When there is hunger, we go and eat. When there is time to sleep, we go and sleep on the bed. We don't sleep in dream, neither we eat in dream. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada taught us that there has to be balance of philosophy and religion. And Prabhupada said that philosophy without religion is dry speculation. And religion without philosophy is sentimentalism. Why it is sentimentalism? Because if we will not understand the philosophy, if we will not appreciate the deeper aspects what Lord Krishna has spoken, then just like here, Prabhupada says, the four kind of pious people approach me: the distressed, those who are in want of money, the inquisitive, and those who are in search of knowledge. This is very, very important. Krishna in the 7th chapter, he says, Namam dushkitana mudha prapadyante naradhama maya aprita jnana asurim bhava ashrita. Who are the people? Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among the mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, who partake of the atheistic nature, do not surrender unto me. And who surrender unto me? In the next verse, Lord Krishna says, Chatur vidha bhajante mam janana sukrito arjuna artho jigyasu artharti jnani cha bhartarshaba. 4 kind of people come to me. Those who are artho means those who are distressed. This is the most wide category why people come to temple, because they are in distress. Because material energy has given some real good beating by the 3 modes of nature, or something happened, so we rush to temple. Oh, bachao, bachao, Krishna save me. So good. At least the person was pious. He approached Lord Krishna in distress. Krishna very much encourages that. And then the second category is those who are in need of artha. That is also very famous in India. Before going to any examination or going to give an interview in the job, people do worship God. Job laga dena, acha marks de dena. This is very, very important. Very good. This is also appreciated. But the problem is, as soon as people go to God with this motive, after the distress is removed and after they get a nice job or whatever their desire is there fulfilled, then they leave God. This is also the nature of bhakti. As soon as we start rendering the devotional service of the Lord, the first thing what happens is kleshada. Kleshada means all the miseries from life disappear. So we feel, oh, this is very nice. Earlier, the same world was appearing dukkhale ashashvatam. This is very miserable place. I cannot tolerate, I cannot live. But as soon as we start engaging in the process of devotional service by chanting Krishna's holy name, by hearing Bhagavatam, by serving devotees, the first thing that happens is kleshda, means all the miseries from life go away. And this is what is we have seen many times, that people come in devotional service with lot of enthusiasm and lot of vigor, and they take, and when they come very new, as if they are rushing to bhakti. That kind of enthusiasm we never see after some years of bhakti practice. The most important reason being that earlier we were in distress, so we were rushing to Krishna, and the taste of devotional service was appearing so sweet. The devotees were appearing so sweet. The dham was appearing so sweet. The prasadam was tasting so nectar. But after some days of rendering the devotional service or tasting the same prasad or rendering some service, the service doesn't appear so tasty as it was. That's what we say, that initially Krishna gives a sale offer. Okay, chalo, free, discount offer. So he makes the things appear very sweet without any hard work. This is the experience with almost all of the devotees. But after some time, say 6 months or one year or 2-3 years, then the same devotional service appears to be Herculean task. Same waking up in the morning, chanting 16 rounds with quality and hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, no taste for it. Appears like a bitter medicine. Appears like, kyun karna hai ye? Why to do this? I am happy, I am so happy. I don't need to approach to Krishna. So the sense of urgency basically goes away. The sense of desire to go to Krishna for something. And that's how the devotees in general start becoming little loose or slack in bhakti, or start taking things for casual, or start becoming familiar either with the devotional service or with Lord or with the holy name or with Dham. And then what happens? We start committing offenses. And then what happens? The same offenses cover our bhakti. And as a result of that, the material desires increase in our heart, and Krishna bewilders, or whatever the three modes bewilder the living entity, and he starts to lose the focus on the bhakti. This is therefore bandho mui savdhana mate. Why we have to be very, very careful on this path of devotional service? Because by nature we have lots of desire. By nature we have not come here for the right purpose. We come here just to get something from Lord, and as soon as we get that thing, then why to go Lord now? My desire is fulfilled, I am very happy. So therefore, artharti jigyasu. Lord Krishna says that the third kind of category, or the person who is inquisitive about Krishna, who is simply interested in establishing a relationship with Krishna. This is very important. The third and the fourth category, and we see in the next verse in the 7th chapter, Lord Krishna is very much glorifying such jnanis, or such people who are simply interested in loving Krishna, in pleasing Krishna. Such a kind of person is called Mahatma. Such Mahatma is Sudurlabha. Why Mahatmas are so uncommon? Well, they are simply interested in Krishna. They are not interested in what they will get from Krishna. So this kind of transition from normal Atma to Mahatma, who always remains himself absorbed under the internal energy of Krishna, and who keeps on increasing his surrender day after day. This is not so easy. This is what requires proper knowledge, proper training, and introspection. As Prabhupada says, one has to become introspective devotee. One has to see to it that what are one's motivation in rendering the devotional service. Okay, we are telling that I am rendering the service to Lord with a lot of my heart, but then when other things are prescribed, they don't seem so tasty. So we tend to take some aspect of the devotional service which I like. Like there are ninefold process of the Navada Bhakti, and we tend to take some aspect of the devotional service which I like, and the other things we don't like so much. So still our devotional service is under Rag Dvesh, under the three modes of material nature. So such kind of devotional service is good, it's very good. Krishna very much encourages that with whatever motive at least is coming to me, he's going to get some benefit. But that is one stage of benefit. But if you want to make further benefit, then we have to come to the level of transcending the three modes. That is the level of pure devotional service, where one transcends the three modes and he simply works for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. When he is interested in Lord Krishna. Sa Mahatma, so Durlabha. So when Lord Krishna says that about the surrender, Deviyesh Gunamai Mam Maya Durattaya Mam Ev Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. It's not so cheap thing. That surrender is not so cheap thing. That simply engage our heart. Right now our heart is not having love. When we engage in devotional service as a matter of enlightenment, what we come to know initially is my heart is filled with lots of anarthas. Lust, greed, pride, anger, illusion. This is what is there in my heart. I don't have love. Love is something like gold, and the anarthas are like something iron. So initially we are in illusion that I am very pure devotee. I am serving with lot of love. But as we keep on serving, we come to know, no, I don't have any tinge of love. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, Amara Jivan Sada Pape Rata, Nahi Koi Punyera Lesha. So Acharya kind of person, he says that I am very, very fallen person. I don't have even tinge of piety. But myself, like a neophyte devotee, I think I am very, very nice devotee. Actually, I render service with lots of love. This is the neophyteness. This is what is Kanishta Adhikari. He feels himself very superior and he is very proud of rendering the service. That is the Karta Amiti Manyate. Bewildered by the three modes, after rendering service, he feels very proud. I am so nice. I am speaking on Bhagavad Gita. See, it's very nice lecture. People are getting so impressed. Wow, well done. And he keeps patting himself. This is what is Ahankar Vimudatma. Bewildered by the three modes of nature, he thinks that I am very good and my service is very good and nobody is better than me. And if I don't render this service, Krishna is going to really suffer. I serve Krishna so lovingly, and if I don't serve, so he is very proud of being a nice servant. That is what is the defect. That is what is the defect in, or that is what is the mixture. We should not say defect. Bhakti has no defect, but that is what is the mixture in our bhakti. The gopis think that Ashishya padartam vinashkumam adarshanam marmahatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidadhatalam pato mat pran na natus ev para. You love me, you kick me, you leave me broken hearted by not appearing in front of me, by not fulfilling my desires. We will still love you. That gopis can say. if Krishna doesn't fulfill our desire, if Krishna doesn't gives what we are internally praying, and he makes us broken hearted by giving some difficulties, we want to run away from devotional service. इतनी भक्ति कर रहा हूँ फिर भी इतना कष्ट आ रहा है. We want to run away. That what is the benefit of rendering devotional service? I am following so many instructions. I am getting up early in the morning. I am chanting so attentively. I rendered service for so long years. My whole life I spend only in serving Krishna. And in return, what I am getting? Now kick from this person, kick from that person. Is this what is the result of bhakti? No. Krishna, maybe he is not accepting bhakti. What is the use of that service to such a grateful God, and you say Krishna loves us very much? Is this love of Krishna? It's very easy to speak like this, but very difficult to feel. When difficulties come in our life, all love disappears. All devotion melts like camphor. Kahan gaya pata nahi. Devotion is only till time Krishna is fulfilling all our desires and he is giving all nice things in our life. He is giving all facilities, comforts, and till the time we are devotee. So this is the stage of elevation which Krishna is telling. Anyway, this is very, very wonderful starting of the chapter. Krishna is reminding all the preface and all the past recap of all what that he has spoken, and now he is going to build up that how the the living entity is going to come in the material nature. Anyway, that's further topics. Already crossed the time limit of discussion. So anyway, I will stop here. But one thing which we can take from today's discussion, that at least I want to take, is that one is to render the service with our best innocent heart and loving heart. But then other thing is to go little more deeper into our heart and check our attitudes, check our likings, dislikings, and to introspect all the anarthas, and then go beyond these anarthas by the power of the same process of sadhana bhakti which Srila Prabhupada has given. It's a very, very wonderful and sweet process. Prema bhakti jahan hoite avidya vinasha jate vede gaye jahan racharite. As we keep on engaging in the process of loving devotional service by all our heart, prema bhakti jahan hoite avidya vinasha jate, then eventually the result is all the avidya, the ignorance, all the anarthas, all the dirty things, all the unwanted desires. What are the unwanted desires? The selfish desires. What I am going to get in return from Krishna? What I am going to get in return from bhakti? I am rendering this service, so what is in it for me? The purification from this and elevation to what I am going to give to Krishna. So whole bhakti is a journey from selfishness to that selflessness. It's a progressive journey of purification of our own heart by keep on hearing, keep on rendering, keep on introspecting, then further hearing with refined attitudes, and in this way involving our heart. So thank you very much for your nice association. We'll stop here at this moment. If anybody has any comments or anything, you're most welcome. I hope I already covered and crossed over time. Okay? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.